Well, I had a wonderful childhood. You may know, but I was born in the Netherlands, and the Netherlands, of course, far away, and we immigrated to Canada when I was 3. I grew up there, had my medical education, and I had the great fortune of being able to move to the United States. But my Canadian youth really formed me. I was 3 when we landed, and I spent my entire youth, of course, doing sports and going to school and training and kind of setting my foundation for the future. I had a first job when I was 10, and I was delivering newspapers. I learned early on that being an entrepreneur was an important part of life. I was responsible for a paper route, which meant I had to go out and collect the money, make sure it got taken care of, etc. So that was a good step for me. And then, of course, during the time I was growing up, I had many jobs. I picked fruit, I worked in a steel factory, I worked in a number of other places where I had to learn manual labor, had to learn how to get along with people. I learned so many lessons from all those things growing up. I went to a school called University of Western Ontario, and I was fortunate also to be able to play basketball there. Played for the university and had a very good experience. But it turned out that I ended up having 2 lives when I was in college. One was the academic, and the other was the sports. Sports played a huge role while I was there, and it, again, formed my character and allowed me to be who I am today for a large part. I always had an instinct that I wanted to do something like my parents did. My parents were dedicating their lives to other people. My father was in the Dutch government, and when he emigrated to Canada, he became the vice consul of the Netherlands, which meant he was serving people. And my brother is an ophthalmologist, so I followed his footsteps, basically. I had the great fortune of training at a wonderful institution in Philadelphia, Wills Eye Hospital. And I had such great training that I knew when I left Philadelphia that I could probably go anywhere. But we ended up in this wonderful town of Dothan, Alabama. I have learned so much from so many people, but mostly I've learned from my patients. And I've learned over the years that they have real life problems. And I saw that firsthand, and it inspired me, and it's taught me and has allowed me to try to teach my children. So that's being passed on.
Yeah, things I've learned and paid attention to from Marnix over the years. First of all, his faith, his commitment to excellence in his business, his commitment to his family, and he's got this beautiful, wonderful family, and all the children are very highly respected. They've got great spouses, they've got great families. It's just a generational of genuine goodness.
We could sit here for the rest of the day today and all the rest of this week and list all the things that he has done for the people of the state of Alabama. Just to mention a few, $100 million gift to UAB. He started a benefit company in Dothan that would provide surgeries for people who couldn't afford it, didn't have insurance, but needed eye surgery. He performed over 1,000 surgeries in the 40 years that business has been in effect.
Outside of his medical business, his real estate companies have done beautifully, and the jobs he's created, and just the general impact he's had on the state. And the philanthropic areas are not just related to medicine. I mean, they are very involved in many different things, and just set an example of how it should be done with people that are gifted in many ways.
Well, UAB, for me, is a perfect institution to support. It's our state. It's absolutely among the top in the country, the largest healthcare system, etc. And I'm so thankful that we're allowed to just be a minor player in all of that. Having said that, we also believe that we want to be collaborative with other universities. We have great connections at Auburn, great respect for Auburn. Auburn has wonderful, talented people. Our community college, Wallace Community College, Troy University, name on and on. So we try to think broadly and think in terms of, okay, how can all of these institutions be helped and maybe even collaborate, strengthen our entire state. I have a wonderful wife, a remarkable wife. She's talented, beautiful. We've been married 46 years, and she has the unique ability to know that when I'm coming up with some crazy, wild idea, she can instantly, by raising her left eyebrow about an inch, let me know that my idea is very silly and it won't happen. So she's a very good coach and a very good mentor for me. And then I have other people in my life that I value and, of course, learn a lot from. And there's an Alabama native who I've really come to learn and respect, who I value dearly as a friend, Jimmy Rain. Nothing but great admiration for him. And so he's another mentor, a friend. And there are some wonderful families in Dothan. The Saliba family, the Dove family, on, and the Flowers family. They really were the real reason we came to Dothan. We were welcomed here right from the start. The one person that I'd like to really acknowledge in detail is Frank Bearfield. Frank, as I mentioned, is really a wonderful person. He has worked so hard, and together we formed an organization. But beyond just our work, Frank has done so many things that are inspirational for our citizens in our state. He's very safety-oriented. He's a family man. He works very hard, and I'm thankful to him, and he's a hero for me. So I wanted to just acknowledge that he's a special person in my life. Well, I'm certainly very honored to be here tonight, and I also want to thank the Alabama Business Hall of Fame for this opportunity. And when I looked at the list of the honorees, I thought, incredibly impressive. And I noticed every single one of them is in a position to give. And I love that so much. It just syncs with me when people work hard, successful, but they do something to give back and make better lives for other people. So for me, I'm very thankful and just possibly remotely considered to be in that group.